Good evening. Uh, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. We're going live tonight. We're doing some more work. Tonight, we're going to look at CAPE Unit 1, Module 2. This is the essay writing module. Nice. What's up? I'm getting this is Saurav is the name. Saurav, I haven't forgotten you. Next week, we start with the CSEC work. So you'll get some information on that publish on the page before this week is over. Yeah, but tonight I'll be doing some work with some of my Form 6 students. The I got they call it. Yeah, we're doing some Unit 1 CAPE work. So we're looking at how to write our essays, how to develop proper thesis statement and topic sentences, looking at structure and the content. Nice. I didn't forget you, buddy. You're welcome. Just waiting for some more persons to come on the live, well, specifically the Form 6 persons. And what are the topics that we're going to do today? We are going to look at the topics are gender roles in society. At CAPE level, we need to be able to discuss this. The change in gender roles, traditional as opposed to changing gender roles in society. Employment and unemployment causes, consequences of those. We're also going to look at the role of the media, religion in a multicultural society, education and issues related to school life and the role of education and development of society. And finally, crime and violence in society. So, fun stuff, at least for me. Some things, yeah, are waiting on persons. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Nice. Specifically next week, I do up a little scrap here, Carly. I don't wanna show this in case we have any changes to come. So I'm not gonna keep it up on the screen for you to see. However, I have a timetable planned for next week, please God, and we'll be helping out CSEC Spanish students, CAPE Unit 1 students, as well as CAPE Unit 2 students. So I need you all to spread the word so that we can get some of this niceness, this nice free information. Good night, Kyle. How are you? What's up? You're gonna start any minute now, Kyle. Nice. So as I was saying, what we'll be doing exactly, we'll be answering actual past paper exam questions next week, please God, for CSEC Spanish students, which is Form 5, for CAPE Unit 1 Spanish students, in some cases Law 6, depending on how the schools develop. I'm fine, Kyle. Nice to have you online again with us. Yeah, so we'll be doing CAPE Unit 1 and CAPE Unit 2. Now, specifically the language components, I will not be touching on the literature components for the Form 6 persons, but we'll be looking at all other aspects of the exam. So for Form 5 students, that means we'll be looking at the doing past papers from paper one or past paper type questions from the paper one, which is the listening exam, paper two, the reading and writing, and we'll be doing some oral practice. So I didn't forget you at all. I have put things in place, and we'll be having some nice Saurav in particular I'm talking to, and we'll be putting things in place to give persons practice for the oral component of the exam. I understand that persons are a bit nervous, especially when practicing amongst other persons. So we'll be putting some things in place specifically for that. 1 second. I'll be making up our schedule specifically for that, so as best as possible we can get some practice where we don't have to feel nervous. And I am not one to boast and this sort of stuff, right? But I have experience, especially in our oral component. So the information that I'll be sharing with you all is not just random information that I think, hey, this is my ego. I believe that person should do things like how Senior Weeks wants us to be done. No. Every time I give any advice in my classes, in my lessons, in my tutor, is not based on what I believe, but is what based on CXC requires of students. And what CXC, especially for the oral exam for CSEC, what CXC asks, or how the way that CXC requires the examiner to mark the students. So you can rest assured that you'll be getting information based on CXC standard, what CXC required, and how the CXC examiner will be marking you. Nice, yes, I have experience. Kofi, Bagos Finance is in the building as well, I see. Big up yourself. Yeah, so we could rest assured in this. And what I also do as well is give advice for the writing and stuff for all aspects of the exam. The advice that is given is based on CXC stipulations. At the end of the day, we do not want to be wasting our time. Yes, it might be free, but we don't want to waste our time and put your time towards me, and then you're doing something that CXC doesn't require. So rest assured that you're getting the correct information here at Quintessential. No, it's a long word, but it means the ideal way of doing things. So whenever we do things at Quintessential, that's what we have in mind. The ideal way of doing stuff, the ideal way of learning Spanish, providing that immersion for everybody, and doing things the correct way, because we believe that is a correct way that things should be done, and we do things that way. Can't give out all my secrets, of course, but once you experience the quintessential as a student, you'll have experienced that quintessential way, that ideal way. Yeah. So, right. So I'm going live on the Instagram as well. I know some of the persons that I'm seeing, they are not doing Form 6, they're not Form 6 yet, but you could tune in, get an idea how I teach, see my style, that sort of stuff, while I look up these things here. I was in the wrong folder. Nice. So, lower sixes, welcome again, and we're going to start off this discussion. Today we're going to Nice. We're going to look at the topic of gender. Now, as always, as I say, whenever we deal with these topics at CAPE level, it is specifically from the perspective of the Hispanic world, Hispanic meaning Spanish speaking, first and foremost, one. We zone down even closer to look at the world. Latin America has to deal with all those countries where we would have had Spain's influence, the influence on the Western world, and also the influence of African slaves. So, in other words, this whole side of the Western Hemisphere, because Spain would not have really had that kind of experience, except, of course, for the Moors in Northern Africa, but basically, the Western side of the Western Hemisphere, side of the world that speaks Spanish language is considered Latin America, based on that geographical interconnectedness through the slave trade, through the Europeans in Spain. That whole mix and interconnection is what we have called here Latin American, basically. Yeah. So we're looking at the topic of gender today, but before we go into that, as I said, we have different topics to cover, and those topics namely are, so I'll go straight into the lesson here. Those topics mainly are gender roles in society, employment and unemployment, the role of the media, religion and multicultural societies, education, crime and violence. A lot. I always tell people that's how the unit one is heavily based on content, meaning we have more topics to cover, while unit two is deeper topics. So I'll talk about clothing and stuff. Less topics, but there's a lot deeper information that it is we learn. Now, before we even go into the whole topic itself, I want to make sure that we know how do we plan our essays, because this section of the exam deals specifically with essay writing. This is a rule of thumb that I give all my students. I say to all my students, there's no doubts, there's no two ways about this. We need to do this. This is not an option. This is not, oh shucks, I have enough time, so I'll plan my essay, or I don't have enough time, let me start to write one time. No. It is better to write a plan on the paper than an incomplete paper, or where you would have started off writing your essay and then after you become incoherent. If it is you write a plan at least before you go into your essay, what CAPE will see is that this student knew what they were going to speak about, their thoughts were logical, it was coherent, and based on the simple thing of a thesis statement and a topic sentence, they will get some foresight into the fact that this student has a certain level of competence in the language itself, right? So the thesis statement, what is the thesis statement? Or as we say in Spanish, la tesis, T-E-S-I-S. The thesis statement is basically that one sentence, I repeat, one sentence that sums up your total idea that you're going to discuss in your essay. I repeat, your thesis statement is that one sentence that sums up everything that you're going to discuss in your essay. The thesis statement can be written in two ways. It can be explicit. This essay will discuss such and such and such. Or it can be implicit. For instance, if we're writing about gender roles and we want to ask us if it is we believe that women should work nowadays, we can say this essay is going to discuss or I am in agreement with this statement, and this essay will discuss the reasons why women should stay at home instead of going out and work. Or that is explicit, where you're outrightly saying, I am going to talk about such and such and such. Or it can be implicit, where it is you say, women should stay home to maintain a better family, or to maintain family structure, to have to give their children the best chance of an education through physical contact or consistent contact with your parents, and whatever that third point is. This is just to give an example. So you could say, I am going to talk about this, that is explicit, or we can say outright, this, that, and that is a result, for instance. Just straight to the point, come out and say it, and from that we can infer, okay, this is what they're talking about here, right? So that's the thing. So one of the mistakes that students make is they spread out their idea with the thing that should go in the thesis statement. They spread it out over more than one sentences. So I like to tell students that your introduction should look like a funnel. What is a funnel? A funnel is large to the top. So we start with the general info on the topic. And then we come down to that one singularity, that one thing, which is all those my few things that make up our thesis statement. Our thesis statement will be at the bottom here. So thesis. So this is how your introduction should look. We start off with general information of the team. Gender-based violence is a burning topic in the world nowadays. Overall world general. El tema de la violencia contra las mujeres o contra los géneros es un tema candente en el mundo de hoy. se ve mucho en los países latinoamericanos. It is seen a lot in Latin American countries. Hay las personas que piensan que eso puede seguir así, tal y tal y tal. So the persons that believe whatever. And then in your thesis, you answer the topic of you answer the question that you're being asked. And you state exactly what is your point of view. Are you for or are you against? 1, 2, 3 is the points that I think in agreement with this topic. So to know that in our structure of answering, our introduction should start off general and come to the point of the thesis statement. That is one thing. Also within this thesis statement, the best thing to do is to have 4 points in total. 3 defending your perspective, and 1 point showing the alternative. So by having these 4 points, this shows that I am very much aware and I am versed, I have information on the whole scope of the topic that I am discussing. Yeah? So this is the ideal thing. You can go 3 points, defending whichever perspective it is. Once we have that vocabulary done and that expression done in the language, push yourself to go for the 4. 3, 4, or 3 defending whatever stance you take, and 1 showing the lo opuesto, which is the opposite side of whatever it is you're doing. Yeah? So there is that. And so our thesis statement, as I said, can either be explicit or implicit. And then our topic sentences are straight and to the point. Yeah? So let's say reasons for gender equality. Men and women should be treated equally in the workplace, or men and women should be seen as equal within a society. Let's say that's a statement, and Kate tells you discuss. Las mujeres y los hombres son iguales, they are equal, y deben, and they must ser tratados, they must be treated, tratados así, and they should be treated like that. Discute, discuss. I'm making up this from the top of my head. I'm not saying that this is an actual exam question, yeah? Or going on coffee. I'm not saying that this is an actual exam question. I just made up that from the top of my head. Women and men are equal and they must be treated so. Discuss. You may get a topic like that. And you know in your thesis statement, may come and say something to the effect of what can you say? What can you say? You might be in agreement with that or maybe against that. Okay, and I'm seeing the other question there, Kofi. And I see, well, I guess I will answer the question something between as well, right? So men and women are equal and they must be treated as such. Discuss. And you may say, let's say we're trying to be implicit in our answer. CBN is our upscale or fancy way of saying aunque. So although tienen habilidades diferentes, although they have different abilities, los dos géneros o genders deben recibir tratamiento equitativo. Although they have different qualities or skills, both genders must be treated not equally. Oh gosh. Equitably. That's what I'm looking for. Both genders must be treated equitably. And this is a thesis statement. Straight to the point. one sentence, and we are already seeing here two aspects of the of the of the question of the question. I want to say in question, but that may sound redundant. We already see the two sides of the coin in the question. One side is that yes, we are agreeing that they have different capabilities, but we're also saying that they must be treated equally. So just based on this question alone, we know, all right, we want to learn how are they different or what are the different skills that they possess. One, and we also want to learn from this how or why should they be treated equally. So moving on from this now. So that's a thesis statement. Our topic sentence now could be something to the effect of, let's say, a causa de la biología, because of biology, las mujeres tienen diferentes habilidades de los hombres. So because of biology, women have different skills than men. So we know that in this, based on this topic sentence, which is straight to the point, nature and what's up. Based on the topic sentence, we know we're going to see in this paragraph, we're going to talk about biology of men and women, or the biology of women, the biology, and how does that make a difference in men and women. So our examples, we could talk about the fact that women are able to give birth because of what's up? Because of that difference in biology as well, men will naturally be more stronger than women. Yeah. They have more bone density as well, that sort of stuff. Yeah. All these are things that we could talk about in this, and the differences. Women are more emotional, men are more logical. Because they are emotional, that helps in certain professions. Because men are logical, that helps in different professions as well. So we are making a point here for the differences, and we are saying that those differences come because of biology. So I'm just going to give one more example of a topic sentence again there, where we talk about somebody why they must be treated equally, right? Or equitably. So we talk about a difference there. That is our 1 point against, and now I'm going to give 1 point for. Nice, most of the part ratio and all that. So Saurabh, I see not at unit one level yet, but you're enjoying the talk, man. You're contributing. I like that. So why should they be treated equally? Tanto las mujeres como los hombres tienen inteligencia. Tienen inteligencia que sirve en el mundo laboral. Now, what does this mean? So this is a point showing us how it is there. Yes, they might be different through biology, but it should be treated equitably. Why? Tanto como, and then we see this here, and we see that there. So there's a little grammar tip in between as well. Tanto como means both. And once we see this, so both women and men have intelligence que sirve, that serves or helps in el mundo laboral, in the work world. So this is the point that both men and women have intelligence, and that intelligence helps them in the working world. So from this point, you're showing that similarity. Now we go on in the passage to give examples how a woman's contribution in the work world and a man's contribution in the work world, and how both have that sort of contribution. Because of that, because they both have contributions, they should be treated the same. They should be treated equitably. So this is just a quick example based on the topic of our topic sentence that is straight to the point and states exactly what we're going to say. And once we have our topic sentence, we're going to give examples in the paragraph. So there's the structure. We have our introduction. Our introduction should be like a funnel. Just to repeat, right? Our introduction should be like a funnel. We start off with general info and we come straight to the point of the thesis statement, which is the last sentence, not last couple of sentences, but the last sentence in our introduction. Our topic sentence, just as it implies, one sentence that is straight to the point as well and tells us this what is the topic of this paragraph basically. After we say that, we want to give examples that support our topic sentence. And then lastly, the conclusion is where we learn the art of summary writing. We are not giving any new information in our conclusion. We are simply stating in different ways or stating in another way all that we would have stated before. So, para concluir, en order to conclude, las mujeres y los hombres son iguales, aunque tienen habilidades diferentes. So, para concluir, in order to conclude, men and women are equal, even though they have different skills. Podemos ver esa igualdad en el mundo laboral, en el hogar, in el whatever. We can see this equality in the working world, in the home, etc. We just stated over the same thing we have spoken about in our essay before. So that is the structure, and we must get that in before we move into. We must know the structure of our essay before we even go further to Okay. All right, Kyle. I see that input. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving me that information. And yes, I will change it. I want to try something as well, right? You all give me a second while I just move this. Remember, we're live on YouTube. For all the persons on Instagram, we're live on YouTube. And you'll be able to see the board in the corner here, both of them better. Excuse me. Kyle. Wrong marker. Too simple. Can you see this clearly? Let me know, Kyle. Can you see that clearly? Nitirana, yes, this is Cape Spanish. What I like to call advanced social studies in Spanish, because the topics and the stuff that we talk about is basically stuff related to like world events and that kind of thing. You know, you have to have a wide knowledge of things in the world and different aspects. Are you doing Spanish at CSEC level, Nitirana? Let us know now. Kyle, I'm waiting on the input. Can you see that on this board here, on this vertical? That's vertical. Yeah, on this vertical board. Can you see the writing here clearly? Let me know. I want to know before I move on. Okay. Yes, Nitirana. Are you doing Spanish? Are you a secondary school student? What's up? Do you do Spanish at CSEC level? Let me know. Let me know. Nice. And I guess we wouldn't get the glare on this as this paper, yeah? But yeah, so this is Cape Spanish, as I was saying. And we have wonderful topics that we deal with in Cape Spanish. Today we're going to talk about Unit 1, Module 2, Gender Roles in Society, Employment and Unemployment, Causes and Consequences, the Role of the Media, Religion in Multicultural Societies, Education and Crime and Violence. We're moving rapidly. I would like as much as possible to finish by 9. So all you folks, Mr. Abnormal, I think I read the name correctly as well. Yeah. Come online and join us on YouTube as well. My God. Alex is more while I set up this, right? Nice. Hopefully the phone won't stay like this time. So we're on YouTube, as I was saying, look up Quintessential Language Learning. Looking it up on YouTube, we have a live stream going on there as well. If you know anybody that is doing Spanish for Form 6, invite them to come on board. You can look at us here on IG Live. We're also streaming live on YouTube. And as I said, I mentioned to Saurabh earlier, next week, please God, we have something coming for you. Look out, follow the page, or the persons that do Spanish, follow our page. We'll be having some news for you. We have some great stuff coming out next week, please God. For the persons that are doing Spanish at CXC level or CSEC Spanish, Cape Unit 1 and Cape Unit 2, we have some wonderful things in store. So come on board and yeah, just follow the page and you'll get all that information. Nice. So I saw some other stuff I was doing actually. I'm on a short pants today. I'm over. I'll come on and say properly. Nice. There's no glare. Perfect. We're talking about gender. Gender is on the agenda. 5 retos para lograr la equidad de género. So, what is gender? What is this whole concept of gender? So, I want to read some things for us. Yeah? I'm switching up the way I the class a little bit today. Just now, I can't seem to be finding the same on my computer. So, bear with me a bit, please. Renisha, what's up? Welcome to our live stream. Enable editing. Welcome, guys. We're doing some work on Keep Spanish, Keep Unit 1 Spanish. So when we talk about gender, el género tiene que ver con los roles que son asignados a una hembra o un varón, basically. Y solo por ser hembra o varón. When we're talking about gender, we're talking about the roles that are assigned to women and men simply by means of or because of their gender. Yeah, mostly because of that. And many times it may seem not justified. Over the years, we have been forced to consider if it makes sense at all. Consider the sense in gender. We have been forced to question ourselves as to if certain things make sense, if certain things still functions or serves in society nowadays. So once we're talking about gender, we're talking about, so in Spanish we say el género or gender tiene que ver con, has to do with, tiene que ver con los roles y las responsabilidades por o por ser varón o hembra. Simply by being a man or woman, the roles that are associated with that. That is what the whole this whole issue of gender deals with. And what we have seen throughout the years basically is that women have been disadvantaged in society, they have been excluded because of their gender. So let me read some stuff here for us, right? Los roles de género que tradicionalmente relegaban a la mujer al cuidado de los niños y del hogar están cambiando en América Latina. So the roles that have traditionally gifted, if you want to call it gifted women, to the care of the kids and the home, they are changing in Latin America. So let's look at what are some of these pre-existing stereotypes. So we have roles, stereotypes. We also have habilidades, skills. Yeah. So we're going to look at these. What are some of the roles and stereotypes? So we have la mujer, or how did I do this thing, right? Excuse me if I don't know, right? So we have la mujer, you know that the thing that we are seeing, and we also have el varón, something like that. Did I do it correctly? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, forgive me. These things popping up. So that third topic sentence for the question you gave before B. Sorry, Kofi, I'm not saying this. Los dos géneros pueden ocupar as one C, pueden ocupar los mismos puestos de trabajo. Yeah, that will tie into the whole aspect of the working world, yes. And yes, that could be a topic sentence. Los dos géneros pueden ocupar los mismos puestos de trabajo. Both genders can occupy the same job posts, basically. ¿Yeah? O no hay una diferencia entre el rendimiento de un rol en el trabajo entre mujer y hembra. That kind of long, your example is better. And my example is basically there's no difference in the performance of a role in the workplace by being man or woman. It has to do with intelligence and not a gender, yeah? And your capabilities, sus destrezas, no tiene que ver con el hecho de que, mira, ese es un hombre o es una mujer, entonces ella es débil. No. It doesn't have to do with the fact that this is a man or there's a woman, she is weak or he is slow. No, it doesn't have to do with that. So let us look at some of these stereotypes and some of the roles associated with the different genders. So we have mujer, woman, and varón, gentleman. Some of the stereotypes associated with pertenece al espacio privado. She pertains or belongs to the private space. Pertenece al espacio público. Whereas the man pertains to or belongs to the public space. That is one of the stereotypes. Debe, she must quedarse en casa. She must stay at home para cuidar a los niños y el hogar. So another stereotype we have between the two genders is that the woman must remain at home in order to take care of the children and to take care of the home, whereas the man debe salir para ganar la vida y sustentar a la familia Económicamente. Excuse my handwriting, guys. I know it's horrible, so accent on it for the ease of one time. So there's two stereotypes already. The woman belongs to private space, in other words, as you know, well, this kind of goes against seen but not heard. So she must be within the home only. He must be outside. So mommy at home taking care of the kids, daddy outside, he outside, in the bar. Of course, not in these coronavirus times, but you get the picture. So there's some of the stereotypes. He must be outside seeing, she must be inside taking care of the kids. One of the things long time, if you see a woman at a bar, I say a woman outside like that, oh, is a jamet, she's a this. Yeah? So all those things tie back to the stereotypes that we have of gender. Also, we have that debe quedarse en casa para cuidar a los niños y el hogar. The woman must stay at home to take care of the kids and the home. The man must leave to earn a living and sustain family economically. What is another stereotype that we have? Es débil, she is weak. Es fuerte, he is strong. Es emocional, she is emotional. Es lógico, he is logical. So these are some of the stereotypes that we have with the genders, and it have affected many things. It have affected the access that women have been able to get to the working world. It has also affected the rights. El sufragio, suffrage, el sufragio, SUFRAGIO, el sufragio or suffrage is simply the right to vote. So there was a point in time when women could not vote because they weren't seen as that. They were seen as la propiedad del hombre. They were seen as the property of the man. A very interesting thing to note that ties into this whole aspect of property. One sec. All right, no problem. Oh, it seems like if the internet had dropped for a second there. I understand. I now see the message, Kyle, no problem. Will do. Just give me a second. Nice. Ooh. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing there. Nice, we're back on Instagram. Right. So let me set up my phone again. Nice. So these are some of the stereotypes that we have between men and women. And we also have to consider not only the stereotypes, but how do we overcome these stereotypes? How do we create that equality between men and women? Sorry, my phone fell again. Yeah, how do we create that equality between men and women? And we have several ways in order to bridge that gap of inequality that still exists in many instances in many countries. Sometimes it doesn't exist in the physical institutions and structures within a society. I've seen where the UN, Las Naciones Unidas, the UN has been able to make great strides in the world nowadays to give or afford women more equality, but we also have some of these thoughts that persist within society or persist in the minds of persons in society. So excellent. El empoderamiento económico. economic empowerment. Let me write those down. So let's look at 5. Economic empowerment, political representation. ¿Cómo lograr? The question is, ¿cómo lograr la equidad de género? How do we achieve gender equality? 1. Empoderamiento económico. 1 is economic empowerment. Nice. 1 is economic empowerment. 2 is representación política, political representation. We also have igualdad laboral. Or salarial, salary or work equality. Protección contra violencia. And 5, for the sake of fitting everything, instituciones fuertes. So strong institutions as well. And let's look at each one. What is each one speaking about? Empoderamiento económico. Economic empowerment. What does that basically mean? So one of the things that we have been seeing is our drive within the STEM fields. Sorry, Instagram folks, I'm out of view. Yeah, one of the things we have been seeing is our drive within the STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yeah, and a drive to have women be attracted to or join in these fields. Why is that so? The STEM fields, by their very nature, are jobs that give more, persons are able to earn way more money in these fields, right? Science, technology, engineering, la ciencia, la tecnología, la ingeniería y science, technology, engineering y las matemáticas and mathematics. Within these fields, los sueldos, los salarios son más. Yeah, the salaries or the wages are way more. So what do? We encourage young ladies to, we encourage young ladies to seek out studies in these areas and to basically get a piece of the pie, as we say. They're able to get jobs where it is they will get more money, as opposed to, let's say, something like teaching. I had to stop and laugh there, being a teacher myself. As opposed to something like teaching or being a nurse or una maestra o una enfermera, en donde son profesiones pues importantes. There are professions that are important, pero no pagan tanto como las ingenierías, los científicos. They don't pay as much as engineers and scientists, this sort of stuff. So it's about encouraging girls to get that, to seek out jobs that where they can get more money. It's also about giving opportunities to women to access loans. So say, for instance, we may have a grant by the government, or we have some loan for a single mother. So these sort of stuff encourage economic empowerment for women. Yeah? Representación política, political representation. Why is it that it was such a big deal? Let's ask ourselves this question. Why is it that Why is it that it was such a big deal when Barack Obama came into power? America had a black president for the first time. Why is it such a big deal? It is such a big deal because when we have somebody that looks like you and I in a certain position of power, we can aspire to be like that person so that we have more persons that aspire to be like that. Similarly, for women, when we see women and when we have representation by women in politics, more women will be encouraged, será alentado para lograr esos puestos, to achieve these posts of political power. That's one aspect of political representation. The second aspect of political representation is the fact that it is understood that if somebody like me is in a position of power, that person is going to seek out my rights, seek out my interests. Ellos van a luchar por mis derechos. They are going to fight for my rights y también luchar por mis intereses. So if it is we have Hillary Clinton as the president of the US, for instance, it is expected that being a woman herself, she will fight, luchar por los derechos de las mujeres, luchar o representar a las mujeres, fight for the rights of women, represent women, and she's going to, what's the first point I make? Give women or encourage women, alentar a las, she's going to encourage younger women as well to strive for positions of political power. What about igualdad laboral or salarial? This is another way that we achieve gender equity. Ms. Taylor, what's up? See you joining us on the live. Another way of achieving gender equality is through igualdad laboral, or work or salary equality. And this is quite simple. We had a case the other day in England with the BBC, where we had some of the news anchors and some of the journalists complaining and fighting in court, and they did win. Why? What was the issue here? The issue was that we had men that performed the same jobs, same prime time hours as some of the women, but they received less salary just by virtue of being a woman. Entonces, la igualdad salarial o laboral tiene que ver con pagar las mujeres los mismos sueldos por hacer los mismos trabajos que los hombres. So this whole salary equality has to do with paying women the same amount that there is for doing the same jobs as men. Yeah, we mustn't pay them less because simply because they're for the fact of being a woman, but we must, even before going further to the other point, let us stop to think about why is it that women may receive less money than a man. One of the main arguments that is put forward, or one of the main thinkings, is that por su biología, because of her biology. Entonces, el hecho de que ella puede ser embarazada, estar embarazada, ella puede parir, she can give birth, y por hacer esas cosas ella tiene que pasar un periodo de baja de maternidad. She has to spend a certain time where she will be in maternity leave, la baja de maternidad. That's what we say, maternity leave. Y ese periodo, cuidando a su recién nacido, this period of time, taking care of a recently born child, es tiempo improductivo en el mundo laboral. Is unproductive time or time that she cannot contribute towards the working world. So the idea is because this lady is not able to be at the job, automatically we're going to pay her less. And the whole thinking of achieving gender equality is, listen, the fact that she is a woman, su biología, her biology, we mustn't discriminar contra ella solo por su biología, por el hecho de que ella es hembra. We mustn't discriminate against her because of her biology. Ella no tuvo elección en ese asunto. She didn't have any choice in this matter. Entonces, no debemos discriminar contra ella. Por eso, ella debe recibir los sueldos iguales como los hombres por hacer el mismo trabajo. So she must receive the same salary as the male counterparts for doing the same job. Another way of achieving gender equality is protection contra against violencia, protection against violence. So, por ejemplo, tenemos casas seguros, pues seguras. Uy, sorry about that. Nice. So, safe houses for women who son víctimas de violencia doméstica, women that are victims of domestic violence. Yeah? So that's one way of protecting them. We may also protect them before the law, where we may have different laws for persons. Just reading some comments, give me a second. Injusto, ¿de qué se trata? ¿A qué está refiriendo Kofi? What are you referring to, Kofi? Injusto con respecto a qué? Injustice, or what is injustice exactly? I'm guessing you're talking about this, and also another term I forget to give you all here, la brecha salarial, the gender gap. Brecha, B-R-E-C-H-A, salarial, S-A-L-A-R-I-A-L. La brecha salarial, B-R-E-C-H-A, S-A-L-A-R-I-L, and that is the wage gap, basically. Yeah, the fact that men are paid this amount, women are paid less. And in many instances, for doing the same task. Giovanni, Patrick, what's going on? Welcome to the live. I see you take my heat. You came on board and join us. I know this is not your level as yet, but you never know. You miss. Hear some things here that you can learn. And I hope that what you hear, the things that you hear here, will encourage you as well to go on to study Spanish past CSEC level and straight up until Cape level. Yeah. So we're talking about gender equality and how it is we achieve gender equality in our society. What are some of the stereotypes of men and women, and how we want to achieve that equality and equitable treatment of men and women within society? So protection against violence through safe houses, through the law, y instituciones fuertes también, strong institutions. Entonces, sorry guys, I just saw some cake pass. Somebody passed with some cheesecake in my house and I was distracted a bit. Ok, injusto con respecto al tratamiento de las mujeres, correcto. Yes, Kofi, I agree. Yes, I would like peace, please, thank you. Can't forget, Profe. Right? So, 1 second. What does, whoa, an hour has already passed. In el mercado laboral as well, in the working market as well, correct? But excuse me here, guys. Sure. And my phone is plugged into the charger as well because my battery is low, as it always is. So that's why we're in this position. Nice. So protection against violence through safe houses, through specific laws that que trae una castiga. Me gusta mucho. Yes, yes. Can I eat in this live? Yes. PSK guys. Excuse 1 second. Jassy. Primo, ¿qué tal? 1 second. No, just give me 1 second. Special request here.
Hola, maestro, ¿cómo estás?
Mi pana, ¿qué tal? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo fino? ¿Cómo no? All right, I just my cousin came online there and gave my shout. And he gone one time with that one. 1 second, eh? Nice. So we're back on Instagram and this. We're going to be on YouTube. Thank you. Strong institutions. El Corte, the court, or sistema policial, the judicial system. La Policía, police. All these are institutions. Yeah, Jassy, it look like the call drop then. Mr. Wild Cherry, what's up? Yeah, by Kofi by GT by. Right? So las instituciones del Estado, the institutions of the state, legislative, la legislativa, that makes the laws to protect women, the police as well, police service, all these are different arms of the states that have to help women, yeah? So that's it for that topic. Let me see if anything else to discuss. So we talk about some of the gender stereotypes. We also spoke about how do we achieve gender equality. We spoke about the fact that I'm new where you at. What's up to me? We are this, I'll come back to the point I was making just now. I'm going to answer this question. We are going over CAPE Unit 1, the content of the syllabus. We're not doing past papers yet, that's next week. We are going over CAPE Unit 1 content Module 2. Now, Module 2 is the area where it is we do essays, where we write our essays on in the reading and writing paper. So we have to know the information as well. Even before we try to interpret the question, we also looked at the structure of the exam and how we should structure our essays. We looked at what is a thesis statement. I gave an example of an exam question. Well, I made up a question in my head, something similar to what people do. We looked at an exam question. We looked at how we approach the question to understand it, how we go about writing the thesis statement and topic sentences, and the conclusion, how our introduction should be. We should start out general and come to the point in the thesis statement. We looked at all of those things. And then we went straight into the topic of gender, where we looked at what are some of the gender stereotypes that exist and how we can achieve gender equality. We spoke about the fact that the Las Naciones Unidas have been doing a lot of work to bring gender equality. And we looked at how do we change some of these stereotypes in the minds of persons as well. Ready to learn, my teacher sent me here. Oh, you're writing CXC, okay. Who's your teacher? Let me know, let me know. The CXC stuff we'll be doing next week, yeah? So we'll be working on some past papers. So if it is you haven't liked the site, not the site, sorry. If you are not following Quintessential already, please go do that now. Follow us, repost some of our past things, tag your friends in it, let them know what we are doing. We are home and we are on the home stretch, but we are not going to drop the ball. Yeah, whether there's a lot of talk going around about the fact if they may postpone CXC, we do not have the answers as yet. Up to the last time I checked, that information has not been confirmed to know if it is CXC is postponed or if it is they're pushing back the date or what. So right now we are working with the dates and the timetable that we have. So we want to be prepared in time still, one. And it's very easy with all this drama that going on with coronavirus to drop the ball and say, hey, at home, throw off all these strains and we end up not studying as we should. And at this, as I told my students in my school as well, because I'm also a teacher, this is probably the most critical. Nice. This is probably one of the most critical times because at this 99th hour, this will make where we either solidify the things that we know or we lose them. And also we may gain extra stuff that will give us an extra push where you never know it might actually just come in the exam. So this is a very crucial time for exam students and we cannot afford to drop the ball right now. So we need to be in yeah, we must put in the work now. Trust me, the reason why I could say this as well is because when I write my CAPE exams in 2008, there was a similar situation, a strainer with it as we notice, yeah? There's a similar situation where there was a leak in one of the exams, and for Trinidad and Tobago, we had, we're going on Lashley. In Trinidad and Tobago, we had postponed exams, so we had to write exams a little bit later. And listen, the amount of work that I put in that extra month, that those extra 4 weeks that we had home or that we had before writing the exam, I know now as a matter of fact that if I didn't get that, I would not have get the grade I got. I received that 2 in CAPE for the Spanish literature and communication and stuff. The subjects I received all 2s. But that extra month at home, many people would have felt stressed out leading up to exams and just be like, okay, I get a chance to relax, but no, we can't afford to do that. We have to make sure I'm paying that time now and fine tune all the different skills and stuff that we have been doing. So we can't afford to drop the ball now. So this is why we are here to help you all to make sure that we have success in our exam. And all I could tell people about Master Man, let more people come on board and like and get some of the goodness that quintessential offering. Yeah. So back to the topic at hand. Samia, sorry, I almost forgot it with all our smalls. Next week we're dealing with the CSEC stuff. We continue with CAPE as well, but we're dealing specifically with CSEC students next week. So make sure if you're not following the page already to come on board and follow. And invite your friends to follow, repost our stuff. Let them come on board. Kevin Roberts, what's going on? I'm not sure who that is, but easy scene. You're welcome nonetheless. Right? So share the information, let everybody know so that when I do publish before this week is over, you cannot say, I wish I had known earlier. So and so come back and tell me that's how they went on quintessential page, senior weeks, give out all the gems, drop all the bombs for exam, and I miss out on that. And they went into the exam confident, and I did not. We do want to hear that story. So make sure and spread the word, spread the word, spread the word to your friends. Let them know that we are here to help, and let them come on board to receive this information as well. Right, so we finished with the topic of gender. We're moving on to employment, el empleo. I like to teach this in 3 concepts. So moving on to the next thing. We have 3 things. Topic of employment. We have empleo. P-L-E-O, el empleo, employment. We also have el desempleo, unemployment, and something called, we leave it to the bottom, subempleo, underemployment. 3 very key concepts, and we need to know this. So, first and foremost, once we're talking about employment, we are not talking about persons like you all, you students that are preparing for exam. Nope. Once we're talking about employment, we're talking about la población en edad de trabajar, the population that is within the working age. La población, P-O-B-L-A-C-I-O-N, población. And for the persons that would have been joining me other days in the week, you notice that I'm not writing everything because I want to be able to explain more. Our finance take a lot of time, and every single thing after right. So here it is. I actually have notes on these things. And if you want those notes, if you want those handouts, you can just shoot me a message on Instagram with your email address, and I can send it to you. All right, Kyle. Yeah, so just message me. 2 things I'll get for you. Well, 3 now. The notes, verify the information from CXC with regard to doing the paper for privately. And there's one other thing that you had asked me about earlier. Kyle, God, you're a stick bag. I'll look in the chat and see. Okay? Excuse guys. So back to the board, I'm going to proceed. We have empleo, employment, desempleo, unemployment, subempleo, underemployment. Once we're talking about this, first and foremost, we're talking about población, population, POBLACION, in edad, during the age de trabajar. We're not talking about students here. We're talking about persons within the age or persons that can work. Yeah? Mr. Monroe, what's going on, man? So you come to learn some Form 6 Spanish. Once we're talking about employment, las personas en edad de trabajar, persons within the age to work. First and foremost. Yeah? You need to know that. And in the case of Trinidad and Tobago, that is 18 years and over. Once we're talking about subempleo, speaking about personas, let me give you a nice definition for it. Let me get a nice definition for subempleo. Subempleo will be basically those persons who have master's degrees and stuff, but working in jobs that not paying them based on their qualifications. That's what underemployment is. Persons within that age, within the working age, and they have a job, but they are not reaching their full level of employment. Maybe because of problems in the economy, that sort of stuff. So, subempleo es personas que no alcanza su nivel pleno de empleo. These are persons that no alcanza nivel pleno de empleo. Persons that do not reach their full potential or full reach of unemployment. And the big topic now is desempleo. What is desempleo? Desempleo are those persons that are unemployed. So we're looking at the causes of unemployment and the consequences of unemployment. What are some of the causes of unemployment? Inestabilidad política, political instability. Yeah. So, what is the best example? Tenemos una crisis en Venezuela. Right, thank you, Kofi. Tenemos una crisis en Venezuela. We have una crisis política y económica. A political and economic crisis in Venezuela. Están sufriendo de la inflación. They are suffering from inflation. Los sueldos que las personas reciben no cobra sus gastos diarios. The salary that persons receive doesn't cover their daily expenditure. Entonces, Y por esa inflación, because of this inflation, son despedidos, they are fired. So what happens? They become unemployed. They had a job, inflation is in the country, political instability, and now they no longer have a job. So that is one example of unemployment, or one cause, sorry, of unemployment. Inestabilidad política. Also, la falta de inversiones en industrias que generan empleos. Lack of investment in industries that generate employment. Yes, una razón es el crimen también. Crime is another reason. O la pobreza, poverty. Also, la crisis por la que atravesemos es uno de los factores. Crises that we go through as well. So, say for instance, I am working with a construction company, and due to this COVID-19 coronavirus, the Prime Minister has said that we can't go to work. So, for a period of time, I am considered unemployed because I'm not going out to work. I can't go to work. So different crises that we go through the country as well. As I said, I have all this stuff written up in nice bullet points and forms, so I can send it to the Form 6 students or anybody. As a matter of fact, just shoot me an email address and I will send it to you. Fuga de capital hacia otros países. Fuga, F-U-G-A. Flight of capital or capital flight to other countries. So, ArcelorMittal closed down their plants, and all the persons I used to work for ArcelorMittal have to be now fired. They have no job. Petrotrin, well, the ArcelorMittal, they go back to their home country. I believe that's in India, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me. Yeah. But there's one reason. Enfermedad, excellent. Some bright minds there, right? Right? So sickness as well could be a cause of unemployment for somebody. Por padecer de una enfermedad. Padecer, P-A-D-E-C-E-R, is a synonym for sufrir, S-U-F-R-I-R. Once again, padecer, P-A-D-E-C-E-R, is a synonym for sufrir, S-U-F-R-I-R. And they both mean to suffer, right? So persons that suffer from some illness and they have to become unemployed, or incapacitados, incapacitated, or let's say become invalid, they become paralyzed, paralizado. All these are reasons why persons may become unemployed. We have the different types of unemployment as well. I wouldn't go into those. I will send the notes to persons. Let's move straight on to the other topic. So there's the causes. What matter of fact, no, we have the consequences of unemployment as well. What are some of the consequences of unemployment? La pobreza, poverty. Persons go into poverty, están bajo el umbral de la pobreza, bajo, under el umbral, U-M-B-R-A-L, de la pobreza. They are under the poverty threshold, or they are the breadline, in other words. Yeah, that is one consequence of unemployment. El crimen, crime, las personas buscan, excuse me, medidas ilegales para ganar la vida. Persons seek out illegal measures to earn a living. Or el crimen, robar, robbing persons. Yeah. What's another consequence? So we have poverty, we have crime, we have la apatía, apathy. What is apathy? Persons feel disinteresado. There's disinterest, D-E-S-I-N-T-E-R-E-S. There's disinterest or apathy within the society. Imagine you would have done your best to study at school because they said that education is your passport to the future, to a better life. And you have your master's degree, but yet you have to working a job. I remember Spain and Greece, this phenomenon started in the European Union first. Where persons, no problem, I will do that in a sec, bubble gum 2003. Persons would have had su maestria, maestria, maestria is a master's degree, but yeah, they working in McDonald's. Yeah. Thank you, Kofi. Bubblegum, the spelling for crime, we can say crime is el crimen, C-R-I-M-E-N. El crimen, C-R-I-M-E-N. Another word for la represión, another word for crime is el delito, D-E-L-I-T-O. El delito means crime as well. It's a more upscale or more advanced way of saying the same thing, yeah? So these are some of the words we need to know at Form 6 level. El delito, D-E-L-I-T-O, or el crimen, C-R-I-M-E-N. I'm seeing two things here. Another consequence of of unemployment. I'll go with Jassy first. La depresión. Las personas se sienten deprimidos. Persons, you're welcome. Persons feel depressed. What does depression lead to? Many times, persons lose their job, and what's an unfortunate circumstance of this? Suicidarse, SUICIDIARSE. They commit suicide. No, there's not somebody knocking. There's upstairs. Yeah. Right? Persons commit suicide. SUICID. Suicidia. IARSE. Suicidarse. As much as I may be bilingual and stuff now, still there are some words that always trip me up, but I have to say it in Spanish. Engineer is another one of those. Ingeniería. Engineering, la ingeniería. Or engineer, el ingeniero, la ingeniera. That's happening all the time. So don't stress out yourself when it is you realize, oh shucks, I'm making mistakes in my pronunciation, especially for the C-sec people. Yeah? Just correct yourself and move on. That's all. So the suggestion here was depression is a consequence of unemployment, and that is correct. Las personas se sienten deprimidos or deprimidas, lo siento. Persons feel depressed or experimentan la depresión, they experience depression. Y ese puede conducir a, this can lead to, el suicidio, SUICIDIO, this can lead to suicide. We also have a drop in the GDP, gross domestic product, which is basically a measure of the productivity within a country within a year, the cost of the goods and services produced within that year. And we say GDP in Spanish is PIB, Producto, P-R-O-D-U-C-T-O, Producto Interno, I-N-T-E-R-N-O, Bruto, B-R-U-T-O. El PIB, PIB, el Producto, P-R-O-D-U-C-T-O, Interno, I-N-T-E-R-N-O, Bruto, B-R-U-T-O, Producto Interno Bruto. I just want to make a plug again. Form 6 students, come on board. We're on YouTube as well, so you can feel free to join on YouTube as well, yeah? And follow the page on YouTube, spread the word. Producto Interno Bruto, PIB, PIB. You may also hear Producto Interior, I-N-T-E-R-I-O-R, Bruto. They both mean GDP in Spanish, yeah? So those are some of the consequences. Let's move on to the next topic. So we spoke about gender, we spoke about employment, unemployment, and underemployment, and the causes and consequences of those. We also have to look at the role of the media. What is the role of the media in society? Anybody want to tell me? Give me a quick. What do we think? What role? Anybody? Facebook Live, YouTube. What is the role of the media in our society? I just closing down some things on my laptop here, you mean? While I'm getting some dialog boxes that come up and give me some messages. So let me sort out this before we move on. The wrong thing, then delete. Nice, we're back in business. So the role of the media we're looking at. First and foremost, when we talk about media, what exactly are we referring to? When we speak about the media, what exactly are we referring to, guys? Anybody? Delito, I know seeing your question before Jassy for crime. DELITO, delito. Not EELI. DELITO. All right, I'm going ahead, guys. So when we're talking about the media, we're speaking about certain canales, primeramente, certain channels. It can be classified through the visual channel, the audio visual channel, and the auditory channel. So when we talk about media, you can talk about the visual channel, which is the press and the internet, the audio visual channels, which is television, cinema, internet as well, and strictly auditory channels, or where we listen only, which is the radio. Radio is the only one like that nowadays. You know that we live in a world nowadays where we are very much driven by imagery. So no problem, man. Yeah. So visual channels include the press, as in newspapers and the internet. Audio visual channels include television, cinema, internet, and finally, audio channels only will be the radio. So those are the three classifications of mass media or los medios de comunicación. Los medios, M-E-D-I-O-S, de comunicación. So let's look at what's the role of the media, or what role does it play in a society? You have different roles. We have to diseminar información. So first and foremost, the media spreads or disseminates information. There's one of the major roles. And you see this in all channels that we just discussed there. They also do what? Excuse me. My God. The role of entretenimiento, entertainment role as well. Yeah. It also plays the role of crear conciencia. It also creates consciousness or knowledge on specific issues. So say for instance, we had a special on CNC3, I believe it's going on this whole week. Informar, entretener, difundir información, yes, correct, Kofi. We had a special that's going on CNC3 this week. with Ria Rambali, I believe, is a journalist, where she went into the prisons and did interviews, all the prisons. I learned this week. I didn't even know we have 9 different prisons in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know if you all want to know, but you could do some research on that. We have one in Tobago, we have one in Santa Rosa, we have one in Port of Spain on Frederick Street, we have Golden Grove Prison, Maximum Security Prison, Women's Prison, Remand Yard, YTC, and I can't seem to remember the last one right now. But basically, this program that they had, they wanted to show both sides of the story. Many times we see riots and all sorts of stuff happening in prison, and we get one side that says that, hey, them a little wicked, you know, that is the famous thing, right? We get one side that states that the prison officers are abusing the prisoners, that sort of stuff. But they're both sides of the story. So that documentary series, Los Documentales, they produce conciencia or crear conciencia en la sociedad también. So that's an example of something, a documentary that creates a consciousness or information on a topic. Like some of the roles of the media. Let's see what else Skip require of us to speak about the media. The role of the media in society. So we have to decide, is its role in society cumple con sus metas para difundir información? Does it achieve its goals of sharing information, difundir información, crear conciencia? Or does it sensationalize? Does it exaggerate, exagerar la verdad para? Is there a sense of sensacionalizar? Sensationalize or sensacionalismo? Sensationalism, which is exagerar, exaggerate, errar la verdad. Do they exaggerate the truth? For this reason, para ganar más dinero, to receive more followers, más seguidores. What is the reason? What role does the media play? Thank you, sir, Mr. Springer, at the boss in the building. Yeah, so we have to ask our question, which role is the media fulfilling? Does it fulfill any of these main roles? Diseminar la información, entretener, crear conciencia. Is the media so noble? Does it fulfill these roles, or are there extra things that we do? Hay un sentido de sensacionalismo, sensationalization, or do they exagerar la verdad? Do they exaggerate the truth? Okay, so what's going on? Are all the efforts towards ganar más dinero? Is it towards getting more money? Or dar la verdad, or giving the truth? Yeah? Or tener más seguidores. Remember, we had some issues in the public recently where a lot of fake news, and it almost seems as if the news outlets are just trying to be the first person, and by the first person to report a thing, they would consequently receive more followers, that sort of stuff, more ratings. Ratings is a word that is used the same way in Spanish, by the way. Los ratings are same spelling, just pronounced in a Spanish way. It's what we call an Anglicism. One of those words are derived from English. Right, so basically that is it. That is all that we have to know for this topic. Is the media covering these roles? Are they diseminando o difundiendo, disseminating information, entreteniendo? Are they entertaining, crear conciencia? Right? ¿Por qué no, Gonon? Also, we have to look at religion and society. But before we even look at religion and society, I almost forgot there's one other aspect of the role of the role of the media that I wanted to talk about. There's this whole topic of la censura, censure. So, la censura, which is censure, can be seen in many forms. We can look at it from the perspective of by withholding certain information, do we protect certain persons? There is one aspect to look at it as, or are they holding back on the truth? So, por la censura, podemos ver la censura con respecto a los niños y los programas que publican, si hay esa protección para los niños y las cosas que ellos pueden ver por la tele, por la televisión. So is there protection for kids with the type of programming that is shown? Do we have protection through the media or not? Or is it that the truth is hidden? 1 second, please. Nice. So we have the whole issue of la censura, censorship. Andude esconde la verdad. Is the truth hidden? Or do we protege a ciertos grupos? Do we protect certain groups? For instance, niños y niñas. So these are some of the things that we need to know and understand when we're talking about the media and the role of the media in society. Yes, they have a role to disseminate information. They also have a role to entertain. They also have a role to bring about consciousness. But in the process of achieving these roles, do we have certain malos también? Do we have certain ills as well? For instance, do we have the ill of sensationalization or exagerar la verdad, exaggerating the truth? All for the purpose of ganar más dinero, getting more money, yeah? Or lograr más seguidores, achieving more followers. We also have the whole issue of censorship. Nice. Let's move on to the other topic, religion in a multicultural society. And we need to know as I said many times before, we need to know the generals and all of these to be able to know how to fashion. Whenever Cape brings a general points on this topic, but how do we fashion our statement or our opinion on this? Are we in agreement or are we not in agreement? That sort of stuff. So that's what we need to be able to say to ourselves and ask ourselves. We are looking at religion, la importancia de la religión en la sociedad o en una sociedad multicultural. Look how many screen as well from our IG folks. La importancia de la religión en la sociedad. What exactly is the importance of religion in a society? Es un tema muy polémico. It's a very polemic topic. Because polemic is another word that we need to know at Form 6 level. Polemic, polemico, P-O-L-E-M-I-C-O. Polemico simply means controversial. Yeah? So we're looking at the role or the contribution of religion in a multicultural society. What does religion do? First and foremost, the main role of most religions is to dar esperanza, to give hope a un mundo moribundo, to give hope to a dying world. So let's look at that phrase. La religión da esperanza a un mundo, da esperanza, it gives hope a un mundo moribundo. It gives hope in a dying world. As one role of religion in society. What does it also do? It also gives us dignity. La dignidad al ser humano gives dignity to the human being por venir o pertenece a Dios. So we see in all religions where it's not just about some God up in some place that we call heaven, but it's more so about we pray to this God. So in other words, we have some sort of relationship with this God. Yeah? So that linking us to that eternal being gives us a sense of dignity as human beings as well. Kofi, thank you for that point. Provee un sistema, just to correct, sistema, all it ends in the letter A, it's actually a masculine word. Most words actually that end in MA, contrary to popular belief, they're actually masculine in gender. El sistema, el problema, el tema. All these are masculine words, yeah? So provee un sistema, de valores y morales. So it gives us, in society, un sistema de valores y morales. It gives us a system of value and morals. And I remember speaking about this sometime recently. Many of these things that we do and we do not do is because of the moral compass that we would have received in life. And that moral compass we have received in life comes from our parents. And that moral compass that our parents have given us in life most likely would come from some religious system that says this is okay to do, this is not okay to do, and vice versa, yeah? So that's why we may have somebody of the Muslim faith, for instance, can justify death within circumstances or can justify suicide within certain circumstances. What they call it, jihad. So that is their moral and value system. Whereas somebody from some aspect of the Christian faith may say, listen, killing oneself is not acceptable in any circumstance at all. So religion is esa guía, religion is that guide, guía, G-U-I, accent A, para manejar la vida, in order for us to manage life. Yeah? So we have 3 points so far. We have, it gives us hope for a dying world, or gives hope to a dying world. That's 1 point. It also gives us a sense of dignity. What else does religion do for us in society? I want to say something, but I feel like it relates similar to the point on hope. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give us a nice phrase that we could use. La religión es el opio del pueblo. I need to rub off this because I know we have some glare on the top of the board. La religión es el opio del pueblo. So we need to find out what does this statement mean and who said the statement. Religion is the opium of the people or the opium of society. Karl Marx. So for you students there, the ones that are not doing sociology, that just doing Spanish, you need to go and research who is Karl Marx and that statement, religion is the opium of the people. And what does it mean? 1 second, let me just fix my phone for the IG Live. Nice. La religión es el opio de la gente. That's an excellent phrase to learn for your exam if you're getting You get a question to answer on religion, and you want to talk about the fact that religion gives people hope y les esa esperanza, these hopes, le hace, it makes them aguantar, to bear, or you can also say soportar el sufrimiento presente para una esperanza futura. So let me repeat that for you. This whole aspect of religion is the opium of the masses of the people. Simply means that it gives religion, le hace aguantar, it makes them or it makes persons bear. Aguantar, A-G-U-A-N-T-A-R, is to bear or to withstand. Soportar is a synonym, S-O-P-O-R-T-A-R. El sufrimiento, S-U-F-R-I-M-I-E-N-T-O. Presente, it helps them to bear and withstand present suffering for a future hope. Para una esperanza, E-S-P-E-R-A-N-Z-A, futura. So that's another one of the roles of religion that we see. So that's it for religion. We're moving quickly. We have education next and crime. La educación. ¿Qué tiene que ver con la educación? What is education? Lo sé. Want to hear that? Somebody asking for daddy. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I?
In Japan.
You know they could hear you, right? Leave it. I will fix it.
Just pick your phone.
Don't break it now, man.
Yeah. So,
Ming Sosa joined. Nice. I can't lie.
I will use for you. Okay? Bring it down. Okay? Okay? Okay?
We'll go on with this child earlier.
Daddy!
Excuse me 1 second, please. Nice. Back. Crimen y violencia. Education. Right, so education is what is education? Education is una herramienta clave para para el desarrollo. So education is a key tool for development. And when we say development, autodesarrollo, self-development, desarrollo de la sociedad, development of society as well. That's one of the main reasons of education, or the main key things of education. También es un vehículo para movilización social. It's a vehicle for social mobilization. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? What does that mean? ¿Qué quiere decir que es un vehículo para la movilización social? That means that through education, we can move through the different. Uy, me escapa la palabra aún en inglés. The word is escaping me even in English. We know we have a hierarchy. And the persons at the bottom of the hierarchy. Right. Thank you. Middle class. So somebody could move from poverty, de un estado de pobreza, social classes you were looking for, by the way. Somebody could move from a place of poverty, de la pobreza, para ser rico. So they can move from poverty and become rich, or move to the middle class. As we know, this is what we call the American dream has to do with this as well. And that no matter the background I come from, every human being or every American, they believe, has the chance and the opportunity to improve their social status. Excuse me, su estatus social. El sueño americano, the American dream, quiere decir, is believed to mean, or se entiende, is understood, por, by, or as, el hecho de que, the fact that, cada americano puede lograr la riqueza y la movilización social. Each American can achieve social mobilization and riches. But education helps us to do this. So we're able to develop ourselves, we're able to develop the nation. Los recursos humanos, human resources, those are able to be developed through education as well as social mobility. Education also gives a certain level of consciousness within society, da una conciencia en la sociedad. So, fortunately or unfortunately, through education, we're able to modelar las mentes, mold or model las mentes, our minds. M-E-N-T-E, modelar, M-O-D-E-L-A-R. We're able to mold and form, forjar las mentes. Excuse me, F-O-R-J-A-R, forjar is to like forge or to think of a pattern making something. Through education, we're able to forge and shape minds as well. Influir en las mentes de las personas, de la población. Yeah? So those are the three main ones of education. And we can look at the negatives as well. Think about some of the negative aspects of, are there any negative aspects of education? I don't think so, but maybe we could say that pierde su valor, it loses its value, porque la gente, cuando es accesible a todo el mundo, when it is accessible to everyone. Mrs. Springer, what's up? When it's accessible to everyone, then it is, we run the risk, corrimos el riesgo, C-O-R-R-E-R, correr is to run, but correr el riesgo is to run the risk. So we run the risk, corrimos el riesgo de perder su valor. We run the risk of losing its value. When it becomes accessible to everybody, it's like snow in the Arctic. It's commonplace. We do not see any special value in this thing because it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous, as we say. Excuse me 1 second. Those messages keep coming through, and as my phone vibrates, it throws down my phone as well. Give me a sec, guys. Right, let me put my phone on do not disturb so I won't have that problem anymore. Nice. So we're almost on the home stretch. So we look at some of the ideas or the roles of education and the benefits of it. And finally, let's now look at crime and violence. El crimen, as we learned earlier, a synonym for crime is el delito at this level. When it is we are getting our paper or reading comprehension in our exam for CAPE, they are not going to give us the same word crimen all the time. Ooh, okay, connection was unstable a second, but we're back on. When it CAPE deliberately chooses passages and tests our understanding and vocabulary, so we have to know all these different synonyms, all these different ways of saying the same thing. So el delito, D-E-L-I-T-O, D-E-L-I-T-O, el delito is a synonym for el crimen, C-R-I-M-E-N, which means crime. These are things that we need to know. So we're talking about crime, el crimen, y la delincuencia, D-E-L-I-N-C-U-E-N-C-I-A, el crimen y la delincuencia. Right? What is crime? Let's get a definition of crime. Crime is any voluntary action to seriously hurt or kill someone. Yeah? The person that carries out this action is known as un criminal. Yeah? They're known as a criminal. Por ejemplo, hay 2 detenidos por el crimen del empresario textil. Hay una horrenda crimen conmovido. All right, let's forget that. That's just some examples. We know what crime is already. Joke, but not funny. We live in Trinidad and Tobago, so I think we know what a crime is. Or we know what is crime. Right? So, el crimen, crime, C-R-I-M-E. What is un crimen? A crime is una acción, an action, A-C-C-I-O-N, voluntaria, is that time, guys, a little bit lazy, bear with me a little bit. Voluntaria, V-O-L-U-N-T-A-R-I-A, de herir, H-E-R-I-R, de herir, gravamente, G-R-A-V-E-M-E-N-T-E, to gravely or dangerously hurt, herir means to hurt or injure, o asesinar, A-S-E-S-I-N-A-R, asesinar means to murder, a alguien. So crime is the action or the voluntary action of gravely hurting or killing someone. Crime and delinquency. One second. Okay, I have a couple of seconds remaining for the Instagram live. All right, so Instagram folks, it was nice having you all the pass through. Deuces, and we shall meet again next day I have this class. So take care, study hard. Don't drop the ball now. We're on the home stretch. We need to run through the line, not to the line. Peace. Just give me 1 second, guys. Nice. So to finish up on crime, donde estoy? Yeah, being part of a gang, una pandilla, Pandilla. Una pandilla is a gang. Yeah, what are some types of crimes we have? Narcotráfico, NARCO, that is drug trafficking. Yeah, we also have el secuestro, SECUESTRO, which is kidnapping, asesinatos, ASESINATO, asesinatos is another crime. We also have robo, ROBO, which is robbery. We have fraude, FRAUDE, fraud. We have fraude de tarjeta de crédito, credit card fraud, right? So fraud is general, and let's say tarjeta de crédito, fraude de tarjeta de crédito, credit card fraud. I swear I just heard somebody say. Okay, no problem, Kyle. We almost finished. Almost there. What else do I have to mention? La razón uno. Reason number one is por la pobreza. Poverty, not being able to meet your needs. So persons get their needs through illegal means. Also, la marginalización, marginalization. Marginalización, MARGINALIZACION. La marginalization is another reason why persons may enter a life of crime. They feel marginalized. Entonces, para luchar contra el sistema, in order to fight against the system, cometen crímenes. They commit crimes. So, that basically brings us to the end of our topics for tonight, guys. We just made it more than 2 hours, which is not bad for time. Kyle, I will accede to your request now. Look out for the page. We finished there for Unit 1. Tomorrow I want to start Unit 2. So if you know anybody that's starting up for 6 or anybody that is doing Unit 2 Spanish, invite them to check out the page first thing in the morning. And we will be going live with some stuff, most likely around 10 o'clock. With all the madness going on, we know sometimes we may have some things to attend to urgently. So I had to sort out that, and I was busy for most of the day organizing that. But to invite your friends, tell more persons about it. We go live again tomorrow, working on Upper 6 or Unit 2 stuff. I will send you that information, Kyle. And next week, stay tuned to the page, tell more persons about it, because we will be working on exam questions next week. So be sure that you spread the word. You do not want anybody saying, oh shucks, boy, this exam was hard, I wish. Where you get help from weeks, boy, send your weeks help you. You find the exam was easy. I wish I had that help. You don't want to hear that. So make sure and spread the word so that persons know about it and they can come on board. Yeah? Tomorrow, guys, stay tuned for the page for all your information. You need to be on Quintessential page every day to get all the information. You don't want to miss anything. Nice. Kofi, Kyle, de nada. It was my pleasure. Thanks for your remarks there. And we continue. We answer questions next week, as I say, yeah? So take care, guys. Stream is out. Stream is ended.